Okay, we have 1 hour to go, so let's kill some time. Hello there, everyone. This is going to be a special live episode of the Beluga Tunes podcast, because I thought, why not make the final episode of 2017 the first episode of 2018, in a way. I didn't mean to do that, by the way, if you saw that on the screen. I don't do a lot of these, so this is the first live podcast. So really I'm just I haven't really organised this to be like I'll try not to get too close to the mic, it seems to be going in the red a bit. I don't know if I can make this exactly like the episodes I normally do. Let's just move this thing a little further away. It's picking up a lot of noise. Yeah, you might also be able to hear some fireworks. That might put me off a bit during this. So if you're watching this on YouTube, then I hope you like what I've done with this layout. I've got a clock app to show exactly what time it is, and there was also the clock that's from onlinestopwatch.com, and I've also got this New Year countdown from timeanddate.com, that's going to be below me, and it will show how long we have to go before the new year. So I thought maybe as a way to just break the ice, because I don't know if this what I was going to try and say before. I don't have a specific film to talk about, and I won't be doing another chapter of the Infinity Express in this one. Hopefully in the next one I'll get right back onto that. It's not going to be quite the same as the stuff I normally do, but it is a special episode. So for those of you who listened to the Christmas special podcast I did, you're probably aware that I did a whole thing about Christmas crackers, which is exclusively a British Christmas tradition. So I've got here, these are just the rest of the crackers that I have in the box that I bought, because I'm curious to know what is inside these. So there'll be a little toy and a joke. Yeah, that's the sound they're supposed to make. What's in this one? Ooh, it's a very, very small notebook. By the looks of it, I could draw some very, very tiny cartoons in this one. Maybe, I suppose it's like a flip book. It's completely blank on the inside, but you can turn that into a little flip book. That's quite cool. That's the party hat in there, and the joke in this one is: where do cows go on Saturday? The movies. Next one. Okay, in this one I've got a tape measure. A little packet there. That's exciting. The joke: why does Santa have 3 gardens? So he can say ho ho ho. The penultimate cracker here. I'm getting glitter everywhere, by the way. I think these are golf tees. They look a bit like. First of all, thought they were plastic nails. I didn't know what use they would be. But yeah, I think they're golf tees. And the joke in this one, what do you get if you cross a skeleton with a detective? Sherlock Bones. And finally, just to just to use these up, we've got a novelty paperclip, or is that what that is? It's meant to be. Is it just for? Looks like it's meant to be a paperclip. And the joke, which I haven't managed to get out yet. Where is it? Is there somewhere? Okay, this is going to be the rest of the episode, is me trying to get this joke out of the... I mean, the other ones clearly set the bar pretty high. What lies at the bottom of the sea and shivers a nervous wreck? That's all of them. I've finally used up the crackers. I could have held on to them for another year, but I don't really have a lot of use for them. Okay, so yeah, this is the first live stream I've done for the Beluga Tunes podcast. So this year I have done a few live streams, like on other subjects. Most recently was the Portal live streams, because sorry, it's just is that I'm just looking at the mixer right now, and just that should be clear enough, hopefully. My previous live stream was Portal and Portal 2, because I'd heard of those games for a long time, never really bothered to check them out, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised when I got around to it, because I started playing them just sort of in my own leisure earlier this month. Yeah, it didn't take me long to get to the end, but you know, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, because I kind of got out of them what I thought I would. You know, there weren't too many surprises, but I really enjoyed. Big celebrations out there, yeah. And so yeah, so basically live streams. That's kind of been a new thing I've been getting into this year. Because yeah, it's funny that only this month I've had a go at doing video game live stream. Actually, because I was doing Undertale for my Twitch channel. That was another thing. And yeah, I'm probably going to be doing more stuff for Twitch at some point. I don't know. But I think most of all, live streaming has really helped me to be a bit more adventurous with my artwork. Because just having something that can not only capture what I'm doing, all of the techniques and the whole process of the drawings and things I do. The fact that it can only be captured and just instantly put up online for people to see. That's really that's keeping me motivated a great deal. Yeah. Normally the first segment in this podcast would be me talking about random things in a segment that I call the 6-minute shout out. Now, as I have an hour to fill, I'm probably gonna ramble on about a lot of different things, because I did write a lot of stuff down. I don't usually make notes, but I kind of thought, whatever I'm doing for the end of the year, I should maybe have a list, because there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, at the end of every year, there's a lot that you can kind of get out of. If you just stop and think, what really defines 2017. So yeah, I'm going to do a bit of this. I don't know if I'm going to bother playing, because I will play it. I'll play it now, because anyone who isn't familiar with this podcast, when I do this segment, the 6-minute shout out, I have this sound effect, which is the lucky wheel sound effect. There it is. And so that's basically how I decide what the subject is going to be. So after it stops, I'll say something like, this thing I saw on YouTube, and tell you all about it. Now, this isn't going to be the last live episode of the Beluga Teams podcast, hopefully. But my intention is to, every once in a while, do a new one. One thing I hope to do in future, because as I'm streaming the live episodes to YouTube and you can see me, you can see all the graphics on the screen, one of the things that I'd like to do is create a visual of that spinning wheel, like a graphic. So I've already designed the wheel so that there is now a visual representation of it. The only thing is, I don't know if I'm going to put that much effort into animating it, because I figured what I could do is, what will be quite a nice little touch, is to have like a cycle. So like in the middle of the wheel you have a window where there's like pictures of all these random things that I might be talking about, and then it slows down as the wheel slows down, and then stops at a picture that represents the thing I'm going to talk about. You're having a good time out there. Yeah, this is all part of the experience. This is what I could be doing. I could be going. I'm quite tempted to open the blinds, and it's raining. It's pouring with rain out there. I can't really see that much. I can see a bit of light coming off those fireworks. Ooh, ah. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying that I can't be out there enjoying that right now, standing in the rain. So anyway, that's something that you might see in these future live streams. I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit, because I'm just getting a bit concerned now that also I want to know that this is, I probably should have done this earlier, but I'm going to check now that everything's running okay, that the audio's, the playback is going to be fine, and yeah, so I have the list in front of me now. I will be getting on to the first topic. In fact, yeah, I'll say what it is now, because yeah, there's a new multiplex cinema in my town. It's one of these showcase cinemas. So it opened, I think, like at the start. I will be getting on to the first topic, and yeah, so I think you just heard heard the playback there. That sounds okay. And this is Ready Made has wished me a happy new year on the chat. So can I reply directly to him? No. I'll type happy new year as in there as well. So yeah, the Showcase Cinema. I went there. I know that I went there in like March or something. Because the first film I saw there was Kong Skull Island. That was like March that came out, wasn't it? Because I've seen a lot of films today. I've just realised I'm not going to be talking about them in order, but hey ho. Yeah, it was the first film I went to see. I really liked that film personally, because I'm a huge fan of the 1933 King Kong, and obviously Skull Island is a completely different kind of thing. I can imagine any King Kong purists out there might not enjoy this sort of cinematic universe direction that they're going, but I enjoyed it. I won't lie. At the same cinema I went to see Wonder Woman. I enjoyed that as well. I went to see It's a Wonderful Life earlier this month. Singing in the Rain, I had a good time with that. Jaws, so they have been showing a lot of classics. What else? The My Little Pony movie. Yeah, and a few others, I think. What else springs to mind? I can't really think right now. I did see Spider-Man: Homecoming at a different cinema. Yeah, that was when I went to. I was with my parents because, they actually came down here in the summer, and we had a little nice weekend away, and they took me home with them, and I spent a couple of days at their place. While I was with them, we saw Spider-Man, and I think that is probably one of my top movies of this year. I know that like to me that was just a really great Spider-Man film. Because I know a lot of people wouldn't agree with me, but I thought that Amazing Spider-Man was pretty good. That's just me though. I don't know what it is about Spider-Man. I just I thought they did a decent job with that one. I really liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but yeah, Tom Holland did an amazing job because he kind of had everything. He was a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man. I keep hearing rumours that they're going to make a Captain Marvel movie, and I hope that's true. I really want to see a Captain Marvel movie. So yeah, other films I did see, the Disaster Artist. I was originally hoping to go and see that at my local cinema, but I kept putting it off, and I missed the chance to do that. So I ended up going to Eastleigh to see it. I don't usually go that far, like out of my way, to see a film, but I really wanted to see it, and it was worth it. I thought it was amazing. And one thing I find a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to make too much of a big deal out of this, but most people who I've mentioned this film to were like, "Oh right, I've not heard of that film," and I think that's a bit of a shame because there are some big names in it. James Franco and all that. I feel like I somehow felt like this would have been a much bigger film, but over here, I've mentioned it to several people who I imagined would have heard something about it, but no, nothing. And it is worth seeing. I don't know if it isn't anymore being shown in any more cinemas, but when the DVD comes out, definitely, I'm recommending it. So that is another one. I can't really say right now which is my absolute favourite film of 2017, but that is definitely up there. Also, I did see a bunch of family films because the Lego Batman movie came out. That was pretty amazing. I think I've done well because when it comes to DC, I have avoided, because I think since Dark Knight I just heard really negative reviews about all of the DC films that came out after that, and so I just sort of thought, well, I just don't really see why I should bother with them. Lego Batman I heard was worth seeing, so I did go and see that, and same with Wonder Woman. I think I just avoided the ones that weren't critically successful. I also saw Sing, and I think I was kind of hoping I would enjoy that more than I did. Like, you could say it's not really meant for single adults. But I've seen a lot of kid-friendly films this year, and like it's never something that puts me off. So I do kind of go along and think, there are things. With Sing, I was like, there are things about this that I like. It's just not. Like, I think it was a bad sign when the only child, because it was just me and like a couple of parents with a little child, and this kid just got restless and started running up and down the aisles, and so it just sort of left me thinking it's kind of a shame that once again I'm almost just a bit sad for the people involved in making the film that it didn't seem to hold this kid's attention. This one kid, maybe others sat through it a lot easier. I don't know. And I also saw Storks, which was very good. I actually ended up buying a copy of Storks. Because that actually came out. I think that one and Sing did technically come out in 2016. I think. Anyway, it is interesting though because Storks is one that I think a lot of people assumed was going to be really bad because it just looked like a very kind of substandard animated kids movie from the trailers or just any of the promos, anything. I don't know if they did the best job selling it, but it is a lot of fun to watch as a film. Again, my sister's got kids. Apparently, I think she said she liked it, and her kids liked it. So that is about everything in regards to. And of course, Last Jedi. Yeah, that was another one that I saw in Eastleigh. because again, I think I was going to see it sooner, but I put it off. But yeah, that was good, because I think I don't know if I feel like maybe my opinion of it is already changing. Like there are things. It's difficult to say. I'm really starting to find that it's better if I see a film more than once before I talk about it, which I might not be able to do in future. Like I'm kind of doing. Yeah, cause right now this is a bit of a mix of the 6 minute shout out and Podflix, the two segments I do for this. So yeah, normally when I talk about films on this podcast, it's a film that I just sort of randomly pulled out of nowhere, and it's usually one that I've only had the chance to see once. So yeah, I do think it's worth seeing a film more than once. I mean, personally, I get a different kind of experience out of it the second time round. So yeah, so I'm just realising, because I haven't put a lot of preparation into this, because it was, I think I had to make sure that I got a bit of sleep before I started this live stream, because I usually go to bed really early. So I haven't been perfectly prepared for this. My original plan was to do the usual 6 minute shout out segment, and it was going to be a bit of a free for all with all the stuff that I have written down. But in many ways, that was more like a special 2017 edition of Podflix. I think we should probably just call it that. Yeah. Because I think the rest of this is just going to be me, as I say, doing a bit of a free for all. So yeah, you heard what I had to say about the spinning wheel that is probably going to appear in future live streams. Maybe. So yeah, I haven't really made any kind of definite decisions. Not really making it clear about that. But yeah, I've got plenty of other things to talk about, and I'm already nearly halfway through. That went by quite fast. Here's the thing, because when I did the Portal 2 live stream a few days ago, because I had to do that in 2 parts because it's a long game, and when I did part 2, I played it from like the middle to the end, and at the time, it didn't seem like I'd been live streaming for that long. It was only when I saw the length, because it was like 3 hours 17 or something, and I just couldn't believe it. It hadn't seemed that long at all. So yeah. I'm just thinking, as this is going to be just over an hour, this live stream I'm doing now, probably not going to be that much trouble, because I've already done a couple of very, very long live streams. Yeah, so I think because as I'm very, very close now to the 30-minute mark. I might play the Thump promo just to give myself a chance to think about what to talk about next. There might be a couple of things on my list I can cross out now. So yeah, in 12, 11, 10, 9. That's the first countdown this evening. Yeah, I'll be back very soon don't go away.
Hi, we're here on the street asking people about the Fump. Excuse me, sir, do you know what the Fump is?
The what?
The Fump. F-U-M-P.
Oh, I don't know, but it doesn't sound appetizing. I don't want any.
Isn't that the sound a groundhog makes when you run over it with your car?
No. Can you tell me what the Fump is?
Is it the enemy in the next Spider-Man movie?
I don't think so.
A clean-burning car that runs on pancakes?
What?
Isn't that the stuff the Nutty Professor invented?
No, that's Flubber. The Fump. What is the Fump?
Ooh, it's a dog. I think it's half Great Dane, half Chihuahua.
Is that even possible?
Sounds like something you get from a cheap hooker.
Oh, come on, no. Doesn't anyone around here know what the Fump is?
I do, but I'm a paid announcer with a script in front of me that explains it.
Fine, fine. Go do your thing.
The Fump is the Funny Music Project. It's a website where comedy musicians post funny songs and parodies. New songs are uploaded every Tuesday and Friday. The songs are available for free download from thefump.com or automatically via our podcast feed. The Fump features some of the biggest names in comedy music from the Dr. Demento Show, including the great Luke Ski, Robert London Spav, Devo Spice, Worm Quartet, Rob Balder, Possible Oscar, Tom Smith, Raymond and Scum, Power Salad, Bob Ricci, Carla Ulbrich, Steve Goody, Paul and Storm, and Jonathan Colton. High-quality downloads and compilation CDs are also available. Find us at www.thefump.com or look us up on iTunes. And for behind-the-scenes discussions on the songs posted to The Fump, listen to the Funny Music Podcast.
Thank you. See, people? Was that so hard?
So it is something you get from a cheap hooker. Look, the one I was with last Friday sold me a copy of the Volume 10 compilation CD.
I quit. I'm going home.
The Fump. It's not something you get from a cheap hooker. Usually.
I actually didn't cross out anything during that because I was busy checking the stream on YouTube. Anyway, one of the things that I've been working on is there's another podcast called Video Gaga. That's been a lot of fun to be involved with this year. This is a podcast I do with This Is Ready Made, and the two of us basically just talk about a music video. Each week we choose a new one, and yeah, it's been fun. We've done quite well. We've talked about lots of videos because we've done about, I think, 23. I think the Christmas one we did very recently was the 23rd episode. So yeah, and we've talked about more than 23 videos, because a few episodes have involved multiple videos. We've actually done some 6 video episodes, and yeah, it's great because we are kind of keeping it structured, but we do have a lot of freedom, because we're not sticking to like a rule of just only ever having one video, obviously, as I just said. So I think that was a good move, because you can kind of push the boundaries. Like when you're doing a podcast, you can talk about, you can make it about anything you want, really. But I think it's interesting how we've managed to, as I say, keep it structured, because the Blue Tunes podcast doesn't have a definite theme, really. It kind of ties into the stuff I do for like my website and all of that. But it is also very mixed. What I like about Video Gaga is that it's immediately clear what our podcast is about. It's about videos. Yeah, I'm bringing that up, and I suppose what I've been meaning to do is unveil this new logo I've come up with, because I did design the logo. I'll see if I can grab the original logo. Okay, here we go. Just bear with me. I'm not very good at talking and doing stuff. I can't really multitask very well. Yeah, a lot of the stuff in this episode is just going to be impromptu. I think I'm looking in the wrong folder. Okay. Wow, these are the exciting things that can happen during a live stream. I'm just out of control. So yeah, I'm just going to cycle through these. So yeah, I was never completely. I wouldn't say I was unhappy with the original logo, because I didn't allow myself an awful lot of time. I really wanted to get one done quickly, because when it comes to starting a new podcast, I don't like being without a picture. I need to get some artwork up there as soon as possible. And it's just a thing that that's just how I'm like when it comes to doing podcasts. So yeah, I think I created the first logo with this idea that this can just be like kind of a temporary thing, because I always intended to improve it. So that we'll have this one will be our first logo, and then we'll have a second one at some point, because I just had better ideas for it. Okay, I found it. Yeah, that was worth the wait, was it not? So I'm going to drag it into here just so we can have a look. What's happened? Okay, I wasn't counting on that. Oh yeah, I think because might be bad screen resolution. How did that look on the... Sorry, as people listening to the MP3, this isn't going to be very good. Yeah, this is unfortunate, because I did think this would be a good opportunity to talk about this. Well, maybe you're going to have to subscribe to Video Gaga to find out what the I don't know what I did wrong. I'm going to try one. Just make one more attempt at. Because I think my mistake might have been just dragging it over. Yeah, so that's been a very enjoyable thing to be a part of, as I say, this year. Alright, for those of you listening to this, I'm just trying to make another attempt at displaying my logo. So I've got to do it again for the new one. Yep, there it is. It's very big. That's as big as most podcast logos can be. So yeah, basically that's the original Video Gaga. So enjoy that while it's up there on the screen, because I'm gonna take it down and replace it with the new one very shortly. but I'll just leave that there for the time being. So yeah, shall I go on the website? So I can just let you know. Yeah, I'll just go through some of the episodes we've done. So we've talked about such classics. Bear with me. As yep, come on, show me. Remind me what. So yeah, the first one we did was Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 by Pink Floyd. So and that was great because we not only talked about the music video that came out, we talked about the film, we talked about the live show, we, kind of talked about Pink Floyd in general. So that was an interesting discussion. We also talked about the videos for Dirty Harry by Gorillaz, Land of Confusion by Genesis, Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, Do the Evolution by Pearl Jam, UHF by Weird Al Yankovic, Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles, Innuendo by Queen, Pork and Beans by Weezer, Frontier Psychiatrist by the Avalanches, Can I Play With Madness by Iron Maiden, lots of others. We also dug into some lesser known videos, like even lesser known songs. I think a good example was in one episode we talked about Jazzin' for Blue Jean by David Bowie, which is like a short film, because Blue Jean is not like Bowie's biggest song, because like for this one we had a very famous artist, but we chosen one of their lesser known songs. So that was an interesting thing to talk about, and I don't know a lot of people who are aware of that video, but it's quite fun, and it's just very interesting to check out. What other examples are there? I suppose we talked about Forget Myself by Elbow, because I know a lot of people who are well aware of Elbow. They actually did the song for the John Lewis advert for Christmas this year, and so they had a really big hit, One Day Like This. That was like their massive song, but we went with Forget Myself, which is an older one. So that's another example. And yeah, I think yeah, so what time? It's getting closer to midnight. See, again, it goes by really fast for me. We've only got 16 minutes left, everyone. Yeah, so that's Video Gaga. I've really not, because I've got so much stuff written down, I'm not going to run out of material. So like I said, I'm going to now, this is it, I'm going to unveil the new Video Gaga logo. So yeah, this is an exclusive. I haven't shown this to anyone yet. So what you're seeing now is the old one. I'm just going to switch it out with yeah, ready, here it comes. This is the new logo, everybody. Drum roll please. And it's much smaller. There we go. So yeah, that's the and I thought, what was, because the idea of this is I've taken screenshots of the videos we've talked about and done like a little collage, yeah, as you can see, because yeah, I think right from the start I like the idea of our logo having all these different images from music videos, but at that point we'd only done a couple of episodes, so I thought what I'd do is each time we did an episode I found a picture from the video we've just been talking about, and added it to this project, to the project file, as a new layer. And as the weeks went on, I would add another one. I kind of mix things around a bit because I thought maybe I won't lay them out in the order in which we've talked about them. So I just sort of tweaked it here and there each week after each new episode. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that. I'll enlarge it a bit more if you want to see a better view of it. So yeah, that's really all I have to say on the subject of Video Gaga. So at some point I'm going to update everything, like, because we've got the Twitter where we have the old logo, so that's going to change. Moving on, I'll leave that up a bit longer. So yeah, the comic book club, I should really talk about that, because this is something that I would continuously mention, like usually at the end of each episode of the Blue Tunes podcast. I would talk about the comic club near me, because I decided to go to this thing because I kind of had questions about comics and comic book readers, because I didn't really grow up reading comics. I definitely didn't get into the Batman or Superman comics or anything like that. If I was reading a comic, it was usually like it's usually a Simpsons comic, I think, because I was just really into the Simpsons. Like if there was a cartoon series, and I mean, you know, obviously Batman had an animated series, but the only reason I wasn't into that is because I'd always been a huge fan of the 1966 Batman. And I felt like nothing could replace that for me. So yeah, I was a bit weird when it came to comic books back then. You wouldn't think. So it's really only as an adult that I've really taken a proper interest in comics, and actually the people who write them, and obviously the people who illustrate them. It's something that I've become very curious about. So I think going to this club was a great experience for me, because I never felt like, because on one hand I was a little bit afraid that I was going to seem like a poser, because I would be surrounded by people who knew an awful lot more than me about these characters and everything. But that was never really such a big thing. I really got on well with the people there. They accepted me. They were really cool about, you know, that because I could bring up something, and they would very politely, you know, respond to it, you know, and I made a lot of friends out of it. So yeah, I'm really glad I went. And it's quite sad we're not going to be doing the club anymore, because it was just like a fun meetup. It would involve us just meeting at the pub and just having a nice chat. You know, that's the kind of thing I like to do, just to have a chat with people. So we are keeping in touch. We just don't have any plans to continue the club. Who knows? It may come back, but I really don't know about that. But I thought it'd be worth talking about that, because, and you know, this year I missed several of them, I think, for various different reasons. But you know, I'm really glad that I went to as many as I did, as I started going kind of early, maybe not quite so early. It was in 2015. So yeah, since then I really managed to settle in, and there's even a picture of me on their Facebook. When you go to their Facebook, the cover image, there's like a group photo of that was taken when I was there. So yeah, that was really nice. I've found out about lots of other things, lots of places, and because we've ended up going to a number of different pubs for that. So yeah, only 9 minutes to go. So whatever I talk about next, I mustn't ramble on too much. So I hope you've enjoyed my bit of artwork there. I'll take that down. One thing I should probably talk about is some of the work that I've done. Because some of you may have noticed that Beluga Weekly hasn't been updated for a long time. I have not been putting out new episodes every week. But in my defense, the first several years that I've been doing that webcomic, I was doing it very consistently. I actually didn't do too badly at keeping it up to date. So yeah, if you go to belugatoons.com, you'll find links to these webcomics I've done, Beluga Weekly. And yeah, the fact is, I've started doing a lot of things, like the live streams, and other stuff, none of which springs to mind right now. But I've been getting into that an awful lot, and I feel like that does a lot. It's something that I've been enjoying, and it's given me the opportunity to kind of exercise my drawing. I'm just generally doing a lot more drawing because of the live streams, and I'm getting a lot more out of it. So to me, that seems more worth all the effort. I don't want to kill off Beluga Weekly, or at least stop doing webcomics. I hope to, because in the new year, I'm fingers crossed going to try and complete the Beluga Weekly story that I started at the beginning of this year. So that's something that may happen, because it just seems a bit uncomfortable leaving it where as it is, because it has been an ongoing story. I did an ongoing story that took over 2015 and another story for 2016, so I was trying to do the same for this year, and I did just sort of run out of steam, because, as I say, a lot of other things sort of came up that I just really got into, and there was that part of me that was like, I think I like this more. I think I enjoy doing this sort of thing more. But the good news is, I'm not going to stop drawing. I'm still going to be doing artwork, because Cow's Play was a lot of fun. I won't go into detail for anyone who isn't aware what Cow's Play is, but again, that's all on my website. If you go to belugatoons.com, you'll find out what that is. So yeah, I might be doing more of that, because I just really I had a lot of fun. That was another really great opportunity. So you might see more of that. I really can't guarantee any of this, because Yeah, and I was going to do a segment about New Year's resolutions. In fact, I'll probably make that the post midnight portion. And yeah, I'm not going to go on for too long. Like, once the new year is here, I will leave you all to. Most of you are probably celebrating, unless you're in other time zones, obviously, because I know that Will won't be celebrating until for another 6 hours. So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, Beluga Weekly may or may not return, but I'm pretty sure that's not the end of my webcomics. Yeah, I think the fireworks are getting closer. That one was right outside my door. No. Yeah, 4 minutes to go, everyone. So yeah, I really want to stay positive. I'm still going to be doing all of my random weird drawings, and nothing's going to get in the way of that. So yeah, I really think it's unlikely you've seen the last of Beluga Weekly, because it just wouldn't make sense to stop now. So that's Beluga Weekly. Oh yeah, it was quite exciting in November because I celebrated the 9th anniversary of Beluga Toons. Because yeah, it's been just over 9 years now since I first started this very channel. Like, for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, yeah, this channel is nearly 10 years old. In less than a year now, we'll be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Beluga Toons, and a lot has happened. I'm really getting that feeling of that there is a lot to look back on. Right now I'm just looking back at the last 12 months. But yeah, so 10 years. There's got to be a lot. So I don't know what I'm going to do for it. I hope to do something special, and it's probably going to involve reflecting on all the stuff that I've done. Because yeah, there are just like, there are some significant moments. We're getting really close now. I have to keep an eye on that countdown timer. Yeah, so a lot to look back on. That's what I'm looking forward to in 2018. I'll be able to put on a really special event for the Beluga Toons anniversary. Getting really close to that last minute. This is exciting. Yeah. Do I have any more? Just want to see if I'm going to go to the YouTube again. Anyway, okay. Where are we now? Alright, we're almost onto that final minute. Yeah, I don't know what else to say now. I'm just gonna. I've got to concentrate because I don't want to miss this. 59, 58. Yeah. So. Ooh. So yeah, for anyone listening to the MP3, this was when it got to that last little. It's the final minute. Yeah. Into the 30s. So yeah, I'll probably do a little bit of talking, not too much, but yeah, lots of fireworks. Ooh, ah! Pretend that I can't see them. All right, here we go. Right, you ready to count down? This is it, everyone. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, everyone! And now it's going up. Here's to 2018. Happy New Year. So yeah, is it now counting up the seconds? That's quite interesting. Cool. Can I see those? I want to see if I can. No, I'm not at the right position. Right position to see the fireworks. Oh, wait, I just saw one now. Ah, this is quite nice. Okay, I think I will leave the blinds open. So yeah, now is a good time to talk about New Year's resolutions, because they're an annoying thing. It's really hard to commit to something, and you know the way I see it is, you can't necessarily decide to do something. Like, there are a lot of things that we'd like to do just, you know, a week from now, let's say, but a lot can happen in the space of a week. So I suppose in December, if you're trying to make plans for the new year, the problem is a lot of things can change, so the plans we make won't necessarily be. It's really hard for me to do this on the fireworks going on, because I think I'm gonna get to bed soon with it. I won't be able to sleep with these fireworks. So yeah, I thought one of the things that I would talk about, maybe once it's a bit quieter. Hey, there's another one. Yeah, I feel like I should just enjoy the fireworks. I'll talk about the fireworks while they're all going off. See, it's anybody's guess how long this display is going to go on for. I haven't seen any really big ones yet. I'm guessing that it's coming from the Common, because they look like they're kind of far away. I don't know, maybe they're in people's gardens. That would make more sense. So yeah, if I was in the other room, I might. Oh, here we go. Just saw another one. Yeah, that one must have been from someone's garden. So yeah, 2018 already. we're in the future again. There are a lot of things. I'll go through my list of the things that I was hoping to talk about. Bored in This City, Steam, Last Week Tonight, Rick and Morty, BoJack Horseman, Summer Holiday, Mermaid, The Blue Theme, Photoshop and Illustrator, The Crystal Maze, Hey Dougie, and a couple of projects that I'm still not sure if it's wise for me to reveal what they are. I was going to be very vague about them. Even then, I was kind of scared to read exactly what it said, because it's kind of a confidential thing. Ooh, there's another firework. Yeah, so that's my list. And there were a lot of things on there that I didn't get to talk about. Anyway, getting back to New Year's resolutions, there was a New Year's resolution that I came up with, and it worked out really well. because basically I noticed that I owned a lot of DVDs, and there were a lot of them I just, I wasn't watching. They were just taking up space on the shelf. So obviously I thought I might try and get rid of some of them, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to start piling up again, So I decided to make my New Year's resolution simply to buy fewer DVDs. In fact, I set myself the task of just not buying them. I thought, I'm going to see if I can go for a whole year without buying DVDs, because it would really help. It would mean that I'm not wasting too much money, and I'll have more shelf space. There was another one. I just saw another one. These are quite good. They're quite impressive. And yeah, that worked out really well. I came up with this one several years ago now, and it just it helped me to realise that there are lots of films that I can live without. I think I prefer seeing films on the big screen now because it's more of a moment. I think I've seen a lot of films. I've gone to see a lot of films at the cinema, and I've not ended up buying a copy because even if it was a good film, I kind of enjoy it just being a memory, a film that I may or may not watch again. I think only if it's something that I'm really excited about that I end up owning it. I'm probably going to get a copy of The Disaster Artist. So yeah, these days though, as there are a lot of it now is digital. You can get digital downloads and on-demand stuff. So yeah, I'm really just making use of that. But I feel like that was a New Year's resolution that really worked out for me, because I never bought any DVDs for myself. I got a few DVDs for my birthday and for Christmas, but I stuck to my rule of not buying any DVDs for myself. And actually I tried that a couple of times, because I think I did start buying DVDs again the following year, but the year after that, I just thought I'd have another go because it worked out so well that time round, and so yeah, I think it really helped me to use my money more wisely, I think, even though I think I have more recently spent so much money on content from Google Play than ever before. I think that's where a lot of my money has gone to. But you start working out things like that, like how long can I go without making any unnecessary purchases or whatever. So think about something like that for the new year, because it's hard to commit to New Year's resolutions. This is all I'm saying. But yeah, so another firework. That's pretty much my take. That's my little message for 2018. I hope you all have a wonderful year. If not, sorry, there's not a lot I can do about that, but yeah, I wish you all the best. Thank you ever so much for listening, and especially for anyone who tuned in live. That was really great. And yeah, so once again, Happy New Year, everybody, and bye bye. Hey.